Once again, my mic tells me I'm on the fritz, so can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Somebody say something here. Can anybody hear me out there? Can anybody hear me out there? That's what I need. I just need someone to say something. Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJO Network proudly presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1972 final week is on the air. Today's date is September 29, 1972. We are at Riverfront Stadium for tonight's game between the Los Angeles Dodgers and the Cincinnati Reds. This game was chosen by the dice, so this is the game we will play. Let's take a look at the standings after September 29th. In the American League East, the Boston Red Sox still have a 4-game lead in the division for the AL East. Their magic number is 2. The Baltimore Orioles are in second. The Yankees are a half game back of the Orioles for second, which is big because you want to host the wild card game if possible. The Tigers are still in it, 78 and 72. With the 78 wins, they do qualify for the postseason, but they're 1 game back of third. They still need a little bit. They still got work to do. The American League West, the Oakland Athletics at 101 wins. They are the number 1 seed in the American League. The Kansas City Royals have a two-win lead on the Orioles to get that coveted number 3 spot. Very important. You avoid the wild card round. The Chicago White Sox are still alive, but they cannot lose 77 games. They are 72 and 76. 10-minute ticker could knock them out tonight. National League, Pittsburgh, 100 wins and 50 losses. They are now 1 game back of Oakland for home field throughout. The Cubs' magic number to clinch the number 3 seed is 3 over the Houston Astros. The Cardinals are 76 and 75, but they cannot lose 78 games or the Cardinals will not get in. The National League West, the Reds have already clinched. The Astros, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they are the 4 seed trying to catch the Cubs. I said the Dodgers cannot lose 77 games. They cannot lose 78 games instead. But tonight, if they lose tonight, pretty much could be it. But the Dodgers still have a chance to get in, but they cannot lose 2 more games. That is the standings tonight as we continue our final week. Brian B., Jeremy Brooks, David Vega, Phoenix Knight join us here at Riverfront Stadium. The Reds historically won this game. The Reds had 4 runs and 10 hits. The Dodgers 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors. The Dodgers do have a hodgepodge lineup for this game, although there are some familiar names in this lineup. So we will see them. And, of course, my rule is on something like that during the final week, I usually will bring in starters starting the 7th inning automatically for the team that has it. It's usually a kind of a house rule I utilize. So, because usually, because remember during this time, all right, the Reds had already clinched that division. Historically, the Dodgers were already out, so they were testing out some new players. But in my world of my replay, okay, these teams are still in it, so we got to do something to give them a little bit of a chance. So, I hope that told you guys what needed to be done. So let's get started. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds tonight is Jack Billingham. 12 wins, 12 losses. Had a save, a 3.18 ERA, 137 strikeouts and 56 walks in 72. We are at Riverfront Stadium. This is a neutral park, 117 home runs, only -1 to walks, but pretty neutral. Only 3 home runs on the matrix, so I'll call Riverfront a neutral park. So we are all set and ready to go. This is a big game for the Dodgers. This game is really meaningless for the Reds. They cannot do any better or worse. So let's see what happens as we go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Dodgers will be the second baseman, a very young Davey Lopes, 214 average, and had an RBI, only played in 11 games in 72. A very young Davey Lopes. Does anybody have a problem if I say that Davey Lopes was a very solid player in his career? Larry Harris joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. We're going to use red, white, and white dice. Reds are the home team. A big game for the Dodgers, and it's huge. Reds just trying to get momentum for the postseason. Let's see what happens tonight. First pitch. Billingham, 3-6. That's a pitcher result. Righty, 1-7's an out. 17 is high. Lopes, 5-1, and that's a fly ball hit to left field. And some guy named Pete Rose is going to go ahead and make the catch for out number 1. Next batter will be the right fielder, a young Bill Buckner. 319 average, 5 homers, 37 RBIs. But Buckner mostly was a starter that year. Billingham, 6'5", blank. Buckner, 6'2", base hit. He'll hit that one through third. And the Dodgers will get a single here. Infield double play. Next batter, center fielder, Willie Davis. A 289 average, 19 homers, 79 RBIs in 72. Buckner had 10 stolen bases, and he does get the steal sign. 15 minus 3 is 12. Bench minus 3 is 9. Buckner's not going anywhere. As My Name is Mud joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Billingham, 3-6. That's a pitcher result. Lefty, 1-14's a base hit up the middle. The 10 is good. That's a single. Buckner will make third easily with the speed he had in those years. And the runners, we have runners in the corners early. Billingham gets one quick out. And now we got runners at the corners. Next up for the Dodgers will be the first baseman, a young Tom Paciorek. 255 average, a homer, and 6 RBIs. I'm pretty sure that name brings up some memories. Infield is going to stay at double play. Infield's going to stay at double play. Reds looking for outs. Strategy. And that is a 5 and nothing happening. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 5-3 against the righty. Strikeout. 20 is high. Paciorek, a 2-5, and Paciorek will hit one into right field, and that's going to be a double. Buckner comes in to score. Davis, base runner 3, double to right, -2, though. He'll only score on a 1, and that's a 6. We could have a play. Davis is at third. Paciorek is at second. Right fielder is Cesar Geronimo. His arm rating is a -1, so a 1-4, there will be a play. It is a 4. Davis coming on his way home. A 2-5. Davis is out. And he is. Willie Davis tries to get in there, score all the way from first, but he is thrown out by Cesar Geronimo. Paciorek on that 5 will not take third. He will stay at second base, but the Dodgers have a 1-0 lead. So now 2 outs. However, 2 outs, though. The Dodgers have the 1-0 lead, though. And now the next batter is the third baseman, a young Penguin, Ron Cey, 270 average, a homer, and 3 RBIs. You enjoyed going to the games at Riverfront Stadium back in the day? I'm sure you did. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 17. Paciorek stays at second. Billingham, 1-1, possible error. Penguin, 4-5. That's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Dennis Menke. His error rating is an 8. That's a 16. He's got it, and he's going to throw to first to get Cey. And that is going to end the inning. 1 run, 3 hits. But a big-time play at the plate as Cesar Geronimo throws out Willie Davis, who was attempting to score. But the Dodgers do jump on the board first. After further review, with Steve Tower joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers is Al Downing. We've seen him a number of times. 9 wins, 9 losses, a 2.98 ERA, 117 Ks and 65 walks in 72. Now we'll see what the Reds do here as they're already down 1-0. The left fielder, Mr. Peter Rose. Hall of Famer? No. One of the greatest of all time? Yeah. 307 average, 6 homers, 57 RBIs. Put the man in the Hall of Fame already. As Philip Reynolds also joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Downing, and that is more of a 4-6, and that is a blank. Rose, 3-6, and that's flied out to center field. Willie Davis will come under there and get it, and that will be out number 1. Dodgers can lose. If they lose tonight, they are not out of it yet. I thought 77 losses was the number. 78 losses is the number. They played 155 games. Somebody here can't add, and I think it's me. Next batter is the second baseman, Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer, you betcha. 292 average, 16 homers, 73 RBIs. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 3-2. That's a walk plus 10, and that 20 will be ball 4. He will walk Morgan. So Reds get a man on. And now the center fielder, Bobby Tolan, a 283 average, 8 homers, 82 RBIs. Infield is at double play. Morgan at 58 stolen bases. And he does get the steal sign. 15 plus 2 is 17. Joe Ferguson, the catcher, is 0. So a 1-17, I'm going to send him. 1-17, Morgan is safe. And he is. Not even close. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even throw. Morgan got such a good jump that Ferguson decided to hold on to the ball, and that's a stolen base for Joe Morgan. That'll take away the double play. Re-roll the strat, and this time Morgan stays where he is. Downing will go ahead and pitch. Downing, 5-3, strikeout 11, and that is too high. Tolan, 1-2, and that is a ground out short, handled by Bill Russell. He'll take it, throw it over for the out. And Morgan got good speed. He will make third. And now that will bring up this guy, the catcher, Mr. Johnny Bench. Hall of Famer. Yeah. One of the greatest of all time. Yeah. And if you want to say he is the greatest catcher of all time, that's kind of hard to argue. 270 average, 40 homers, 125 RBIs in 72. Runner on third, but the Dodgers lead 1-0. As I said, this game is meaningless to the Reds, not to the Dodgers. They cannot lose 2 more games or they will not get in. Strategy, and that is a 2, and Morgan stays where he is. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 5-4, range play at the park. Riverfront, 4-6. It's a ground ball to second base, and that ball is hit to Davy Lopes. His range is a 2. That is a 2. What a play by a very young Davy Lopes. He's got it, and he throws to first to get the out, and that will end the inning. Nothing across except the walk, and a stolen base. Stays 1-0 in favor of the Dodgers. Top of the second. Leading off for the Dodgers will be the left fielder, Willie Crawford, a 251 average, 8 homers and 27 RBIs in 72. Billingham will deal. Billingham, 5-3 against the lefty, blank. Crawford, 1-5, ground out second base. And that will be Morgan taking care of that, and he'll toss it over. Next batter is the catcher. I think he's a young Joe Ferguson. 292 average, a homer, and 5 RBIs. I think he was young at this time. Lousy catcher, though, however, at least in 72, but not bad for 24 at-bats in 72. Billingham, 3-2, range play. Ferguson, 1-1, power hit to left field. That's hit to Peter Rose. Against the righty, it doesn't matter here. That's a 6. That's going to be a single to left, but Rose gets a chance to go after it. His range is a 4. He's got it easily. 2 outs. He takes a single away from Ferguson, and that'll be a fly out to left. As Frank Rozek joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. And now the shortstop, a young Bill Russell, 272 average, 4 homers, 34 RBIs in 72. Billingham, a 2-1 against the righty. That's an out, and that's a ground ball hit to first base, taken care of there by Mr. Tony Perez. He will take it to the bag himself and end the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Dodgers. We go to the bottom of the second. Clee baseball fan joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Good to see Mr. Tim. 26 years old. Okay, so maybe not so young. Maybe kind of much in his prime, I guess. I wasn't sure. I didn't check his age before I started this game. Leading off for the Reds will be the first baseman, Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. 283 average, 21 homers, 90 RBIs in 72. Downing will go ahead and pitch. Downing, 6-6, wild pitch, ball 1. 5-6, strikeout, 8, swing and a miss, struck him out. First strikeout for Downing. Next up is the third baseman, Dennis Menke, 233 average, 9 homers, and 50 RBIs. Downing will go ahead and he will pitch. DB joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Downing, 4-3 against the righty, walk, 20 just missed. Menke, 5-2, and that's a ground out to the shortstop, Russell. And Bill Russell will toss it over for the out. And now for the Reds, the right fielder, Cesar Geronimo, 275 average, 4 homers, 29 RBIs. Underrated player in baseball history. Downing will go ahead and he will pitch. Downing, 1-5, walk, 17. That is just ball 4. He did walk him, and that was close. He's an 18, -1 is a 17, and he just walked him. So that keeps the inning going for the Reds as Dan Atkins joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Next up is the shortstop, Dave Concepcion, 209 average, 2 homers, 29 RBIs. Geronimo on at first. He had 2 stolen bases. He's not getting any here. Downing, 4-5. That's a blank. He's not tired. Concepcion, 5-3, and that's flied to left field. Willie Crawford's going to go there, and he will make the catch and end the inning. Nothing across except the walk. Still 1-0 Dodger Blue after 2. I made a rhyme. Billingham back on the mound. Leading off for the Dodgers will be the pitcher, Al Downing, a 121 average and 2 RBIs in 72. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 5-1, error on a throw. Downing, 5-1, ground ball to short. The ball is hit to Dave Concepcion. His error rating is an 8. That's a 12. No throwing error. Concepcion will take care of it and toss it over, and that will be out number 1. Here's once again Lopes, a very young Lopes. Lopes is 0 for 1. 1-0 Dodgers in a game they really have to have. Billingham, 4-4 at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 3-5. That's grounded right in front of the plate. Johnny Bench will jump on it and he'll toss it over for the out. And that is out number 2. Next up is Buckner. Buckner got a base hit his first time up. Yeah, I was wondering what happened about the 2007 Stratomatic World Series there, Klebe. Head cold, allergies, sick. What are you talking about? Hey, I had COVID and I still went ahead and played baseball. What are you talking about, Tim? I had COVID and I still played. I had a sore throat and I still played. And you had a head cold and allergies and sick bug. Wimp. Billingham will pitch. Billingham, 5-6 at the park. Buckner, 2-6. And against the righty, Buckner hits it hard and deep and off the wall. Buckner will have a double into right. to keep the inning alive. He now has a double in the game. And the next batter is Davis. Craig Scarborough joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Davis is 1 for 1. Anything with Buckner, he will stay where he is. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 2-1 against the lefty, blank. Davis, 5-5, popped out. Pop fly ball to first base, and Tony Perez says he has it. He waits for it, and he will get it, and end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Dodger Blue. We go to the bottom of the third. Buckner grounded to third base. Well, whatever. It didn't matter. He's still out. He got out of the inning. I don't know what it was. I don't remember. Now, let's see here. Buckner got a base hit, I thought. Remember, it's against the righty. 2-6. What? Brian B. Okay, whatever. You're still out of the inning. You got a bat at the bottom of the third. Here comes the pitcher, Jack Billingham. 070 average and 2 RBIs. And let's see here. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 3-5, range play. Billingham, 1-3, base hit right past the pitcher, but it's a range play. Downing has a range of 5. He's got it. He'll go ahead and grab it, and Downing will underhand it to first. 1 out. Al Downing says, not so fast there, Jack. And now the batter is Mr. Rose. He's 0 for 1. Downing will go ahead and pitch. Downing, 2-5. Home run chance. Switch right, 1-15. The 4 is good. Against the lefty, Rose needs a 2. Nope, that's going to be a little too high. Rose, a 2-6. Instead, he hits a deep fly ball to right field. Going back for it is Billy Buckner. He's at the track, but he will make the catch, and that's out number 2. 2 down. Here comes Morgan. Morgan walked his first time up and stole a base. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 5-6, strikeout 16. That is high. Morgan, 1-3, and that's a fly to right. And once again, that ball will not get by Buckner. He will go ahead and make the catch. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. 1-0 Dodgers after 3. Top of the 4th. Leading off for the Dodgers will be Tom Paciorek. He got a double his first time up. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 4-4. That's at the park. Riverfront, 1-6. That's flied to center field. And Bobby Tolan says, I will make this play with no problem, and he does. 1 down. Here comes a young Penguin. Say is 0 for 1. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 1-3, error on a grounder. Say, 3-2. Nope, that's flied to left field, and Mr. Rose will go ahead. And first he'll take out his cell phone and make a bet on his Reds tonight, and then he'll put it away, and now he'll make the catch for out number 2. Oh yeah, that's right. They didn't have cell phones that year. Here's Crawford. Crawford's 0 for 1. Billingham with the pitch. Billingham, 5-6. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium, 5-6. Again, but that's a ground ball to third base. That'll be handled by Dennis Menke. And he will take his time and toss it over, and that will end the inning. 1-2-3, go the Dodgers. Jack Billingham has settled down since the first, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th. Leading off for the Natty will be Bobby Tolan. He's 0 for 1. Right now, the Cincinnati Reds, they are the number 2. They are the number 2. If everything holds the way it does, the Cincinnati Reds will be facing the Chicago Cubs in the division series, unless, of course, the Cubs collapse and the Astros catch them. But I think we're looking at a Cubs-Reds NLDS. That should be very interesting. Downing, 6-5. Against the lefty, it's an out. And it's a ground out to short. Handled easily there by Bill Russell. And they'll toss it over for the out. Next batter is Bench. Bench is 0 for 1. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 1-5, walk, 18, easy ball 4, and Bench will trot to first. So the man goes to first base for Bench as he walks from Downing. Here comes Perez. Perez is 0 for 1. Infield does that double play. Strategy, nothing on the 8. Bench will stay where he is. Downing will deal. Downing, 3-6, error on a grounder. Perez, 1-2. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first base. That ball is hit to Tom Paciorek. Well, his error rating is a 19. And that is a 19. It can't get much closer than that. But that's going to be an error on Paciorek. He's going to take it. He's going to drop it. And Downing was on his way to first, but it won't matter. Everybody is safe. That is an E3. And that is the first error on the Dodgers. They did not have any errors in the game historically. But now runners at first and second for Menke. Menke is 0 for 1. Chance here for the Reds to maybe get some runs. Strategy. Nothing on the 18. Bench is on it second. Perez on it first. Menke, his bunt rating is 4, but he's not bunting. He's swinging. Downing with the pitch. Downing, 2-2. Error on a throw. Menke. 3-2, and that is a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be caught by Davis, and that is out number 2. Bench base runner 3, hit to center -2, and center fielder Davis -1, which makes bench base running rating of 0. He is not going to third. That'll be out number 2. So no throwing error. Here comes Geronimo. And Geronimo walked his first time up. Can Downing get out of this inning? Dodgers lead 1-0, bottom of the 4th. Anything on Strat? No. Downing, a 1-6. That's a blank. Geronimo, 1-4. It's a base hit past second. That'll be a single. Bench will come around from second. He will score. Perez with a base running rating of 3. That will be good enough. Perez will make third. Geronimo makes first. We're tied at 1. Geronimo comes through with an RBI single. First hit of the game for the Reds. And now the batter is Concepcion with runners at the corners and still 2 outs. So now it's tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. Anything on Strat? The 2, Geronimo does get the steal sign, but with a stolen base rating of 4, I'm not sending him. Downing will go ahead and pitch. Downing, 1-2, strikeout, 19 is high. Concepcion, 3-4, and that's fly to center field. Willie Davis will go ahead, come in a bit. He'll make the catch and retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 walk. We're tied at 1 after 4. Top of the 5th, and leading off for the Dodgers will be Joe Ferguson, and he is 0 for 1. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 4-6, strikeout, 20, no way. Ferguson, 2-3, ground out, second base. Morgan will go ahead and throw it over for the easy play. That's out number 1. Here's Russell. Russell is 0 for 1. Billingham, 3-5 against the righties, strikeout 6, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is the first strikeout for Billingham, and that's out number 2. Next batter is Downing. Downing is 0 for 1. Billingham with the pitch. 2-3, strikeout 13, swing and a miss, struck him out, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Billingham. He has definitely settled down since the first, and we are still tied at 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Jimmy Jam joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Starting up for the Natty will be their pitcher, Jack Billingham. He's 0 for 1. Downing will pitch. Downing 5-1. That's a pitcher result. Righty 1-12's a base hit up the middle. That's a 9. It's a single for Jack Billingham. He only had an 0.70 average in 72, but he will get a base hit here. DH? We don't need no stinking DH. Batter is Rose. Rose is 0 for 2. Infield double play. And I don't think anything's happening on Strat. And no, Billingham not going anywhere. Downing will go ahead and he will pitch. Downing 2-3. Walk 18. That is high. Rose 5-4. And that is a ground ball to third. 2-2-3. Second base pivot. Lobe 0. 1-3. They turn the double play. 2 down. Rose hits it around the horn. On a 5-4-3 double play. And the next batter is Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 1 with a walk. 2 outs now. Still tied at 1. Bottom of the 5th. Downing. 1-3. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium. 2-6. That's grounded to third. Over there is the Penguin. And the Penguin will get it. And he will toss it. And that will do it. No runs and a hit for the Natty. And we are still tied at 1 after 5. Top of the 6th. And it will be Davey Lopes. He will bat. He's 0 for 2. Lopes will go ahead and get ready for Billingham. Here comes the deal. Billingham 1-4. Range play at the park. Riverfront 2-5. That's a ground ball hit to first base. That ball is hit to Tony Perez. His range is a 2. That's a 3. And that's going to be hit down the line, and Davey Lopes will have himself a double. So Lopes gets on base with a leadoff double down the line as Tony Perez could not make the play. And now the batter is Buckner. Buckner 2 for 2, a single and a double. Infield is back, and Lopes is staying where he is. Billingham will now pitch to Buckner. Billingham 5-2, wild pitch. That's a 6, and Lopes is going to third. That is a wild pitch on Billingham. First wild one on him. Re-rolling a strat, and nothing happening on the 10. Billingham will now pitch to Buckner. Billingham will deal. Billingham 2-1 against the lefty, blank. Buckner 5-5, fly ball to left. Pete Rose is going to get to it. That'll be out number 1. Buckner sacrifice fly of 1. Won't bring in Lopes that way. Lopes base runner 4. Rose a 0 arm. A 1-4. Lopes will still come in. And he does. The Dodgers take the lead. Stadium groans. So a sacrifice fly for Buckner. And of course, it was the wild pitch that allowed Lopes to come in. Batter now is Davis. Davis is 1 for 2 here. 2-1 Dodgers now. Billingham, a 1-6 strikeout. 1 swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that is out number 2. There's 2 down there. And now the batter is Pachorik. Pachorik is 1 for 2. He's got a double. And now Billingham will pitch. Doug Hunt joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Billingham 6-4. Home run result against a righty. Pachorik needs an 11. He won't get it. That's a 15. 5-4, and instead he hits it hard, but right at Dennis Menke on a line drive, and Menke is right there. He put all the bat on it, but he didn't get enough lift, and it went right to Menke, and that is a line out to third, and the inning is over. 1 run, 1 hit, a double, a wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly. And it's 2-1 going into the bottom of the 6th. Leading off for the Reds will be Bobby Tolan. He is 0 for 2. Downing pitching a very good game so far. We'll see how long that lasts, though, with this Reds lineup. Downing, 3-5, range play. Tolan, 3-1 against the lefty. Fly ball, center field. Going after it is Willie Davis. His range is a 3. He won't get that, and that's going to be a single for Tolan. He'll let it drop in front of him. Tolan just kind of blooped out there, and Tolan will wind up at first. Infield double play now for Bench. Bench walked his last time up. He's 0 for 1. Strategy, and nothing on the 18. Tolan stays where he is. Downing will go ahead and pitch to Johnny. Downing, 2-3, walk, 15. That's an easy ball 4. And now the Reds got something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll bring up Perez. Perez reached on an error his last time up. He's 0 for 2, though. Strategy. And nothing on the nothing on the oh no, Tolan actually does get the steal sign to go to third. I don't think you do that here, though. I mean, 15 plus 2 is 17. Ferguson is 0. Brian B says send him. Tolan on his way to third. A 1-17. He is safe. Oh, possible error. Here comes a throw. It's a throwing error by Ferguson, but Ferguson, however, has a 0 error rating. There will not be an error. Tolan will wind up at third, though, with a stolen base. Stolen base for Tolan. But Ferguson's error rating is a 0, so he has no throwing errors. So it'll be runners at the corners here. Now the infield will come in. Strategy roll again. Nothing on the 12. 2-1 Dodgers. Dodgers got the run. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th. Downing. 2-4. Strikeout 15. That will miss. Perez. 6-1. And that is a ground ball to third base. That is a ground ball to third base. Brian B, I'll let you make the call. Brian B says send him home. It's a ground ball to third. The throw is going to come to the plate. Or do I make that? Let's see. Now I got to play with the Dodgers. It's 2-1. If you let them score, I think, you know what? Bobby Tolan would score on a 1, 2, or a 6. The Dodgers are going to let him come home. The throw will go to first to get the out. So they're going to let Bobby Tolan score on the ground ball. Bench will go to second base. They will take the sure out at first. It ties the game at 2, but they're trying to prevent a big inning. And I think that's the right call with the situation the Dodgers are in. So Bench goes to second base, but there is now 1 out as they'll take the out. And now the batter is Menke. Menke is 0 for 2. You still got innings here to try to get runs. I think the Dodgers make the call there. Bench on at second. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 12. Downing will go ahead and pitch. Downing, 4-4. Strikeout 6. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He will get Menke. And that is strikeout number 2 for Downing. 2 down. Here comes the dangerous Geronimo, and he's 1 for 1, a single and a walk. Bench still on at second. Nothing on the 3. Bench will stay where he is. Downing will now pitch to Geronimo. Downing, 5-5, walk 1. That's ball 4. So Downing does walk Geronimo in this case to keep the inning going. Here comes Concepcion. Downing can still pitch to 3 more batters before he tires. He is due to bat 5th in the 7th. Question is, how long the Dodgers will keep him out there? Dodgers really have a must-win game here tonight. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 4. Concepcion is 0 for 2. Downing will go ahead and he will pitch. Downing, 1-1, strikeout 5, swing and a miss, struck him out, and that will retire the side. 1 run, 1 hit, a stolen base, and a couple of walks. But the Reds do tie the game. We are tied at 2 after 6. Top of the 7th. Billingham got plenty left in the tank still. He can still pitch to 6 more batters. Ron Say, the batter, he has a 270 average. We're now in the 7th inning. Now I'm going to check to see. The main third baseman is Bobby Valentine. But I'm going to keep Ron Say in there. He's actually the better hitter. So Ron Say is going to stay in the game. This is where I start now taking some of the call-ups out and now putting in some of the starters if I feel it's necessary or if I like what I see better. So the Penguin will continue to play. Billingham, 5-6 at the park. Riverfront, 3-4. That's a single plus double to center field. Say rounding first. He's going to try for second. Center fielder is Tolan. He has a 0 arm. A 1-2. Say will take second. It's a 6. Here comes the throw from Tolan. A 1-3. Say is out. He is 1 away. Bobby Tolan throws Ron Say out, trying to stretch it. So that will be a single and an out. As Bobby Tolan, Ron Say turns on the Jets and Tolan nails him at second base. Maybe a young Penguin got greedy. He is out of there. Here comes Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 2. Billingham will go ahead and pitch. Billingham, 4-3, hit by pitch. 17 is high. Crawford, 4-5, base hit. He'll hit that one past third. Wow, Say is still on base. What happens now? Crawford gets a single. And now the batter is Ferguson. He, with a batting average of 292 and 20 home runs on both arms, even though it's a cookie cutter, he stays in. And remember, I don't do what Baseball Demos does. So it's 0 for 2. Ferguson will stay out there. Infield is at double play, although what Baseball Demos does actually does make sense. Crawford on it first. Ferguson at the plate. Strategy rolls are still on. And that's a 17. Nothing happening. Crawford will stay where he is. Billingham will now pitch for Ferguson. Billingham, 5-6 at the park. Riverfront, 4-1, fly ball right field. And that's going to be Geronimo getting to that. And that will be out number 2. 2 outs. Here comes Russell. Russell is 0 for 2. Crawford, nothing on the 12. Billingham will pitch. Billingham, 1-5. That is a blank. Russell, 6-1. Fly ball to left field, and some guy named Pete Rose will get to it. And he will make the catch. And end the inning. No runs, 2 hits. But maybe Ron Say should have been a little bit more conservative at that matter. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we still have 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. We will also make our choice for tomorrow night's game after the ticker. Bottom of the 7th here, tied at 2. Brian B. says Jack Billingham is done for the day. So Billingham will come out. And coming on to bat for the Reds is going to be Hal McRae, a young Hal McRae. 278 average, 5 homers, and 26 RBIs in 72. Downing can pitch to 2 more batters, and Downing due to lead off. McRae does kill lefties, and that is going to be it for Al Downing. Downing coming out of the game, and the Dodgers will go to the bullpen instead, as they really need to make sure that they keep the Reds out away from them. So let's see who's going to come on to pitch. And coming to pitch for the Dodgers is going to be Pete Mickelson. 5 wins, 5 losses, 5 saves, a 4.06 ERA. Mickelson will now come in for the Dodger Blue, and he will pitch to McRae. So bottom of the 7th, tied at 2 here in a must-win game for the Dodgers. Mickelson will now pitch to McRae. Mickelson, 6-2. That is a blank. McRae, 5-1. Popped up right to the pitcher. Mickelson looking up in the air. He's waiting for it to come down, and it will pop out to the pitcher. Mickelson says, I'll take it. That's out number 1. 1 down. Here comes Rose. Rose is 0 for 3. Mickelson will go ahead and deal with Mr. Rose. Mickelson, 6-5 against a switch left. That's a base hit right up the middle, past the pitcher, and Rose will get his first hit of the game. Batter now is Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 2 with a walk. Infield double play. Rose had 10 stolen bases, and he is staying put. Mickelson will go ahead and pitch to Morgan. Mickelson, 3-2, strikeout 5. Cold strike 3 on Morgan. He's out of there, and he should have swung at it, and he knows it. Oh, Morgan, that was just a beautiful pitch. Caught the black, and he knows he should have swung. 2 down. Here comes Tolan. Tolan 1 for 3 with a single. Rose, he will stay put still. Mickelson will go ahead and pitch to Tolan. Mickelson, 6-3, strikeout 14. That will miss. Tolan, 2-1, and against the righty, it's a ground ball to second base. Davey Lopes has got it. He'll go ahead and throw it over to first to get the out, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit. Mickelson does a good job shutting down the Reds in that inning. And after 7, it's still tied at 2. Top of the 8th. And Brian B says, bring out Pedro Bourbon. Bourbon will come out to pitch for the Reds. 8 wins, 3 losses, 11 saves, a 3.17 ERA. Pinch hitter coming in for Mickelson as he will come out of the game. And coming on to pinch hit for the Dodgers will be Wes Parker, a .279 average, 4 homers, and 59 RBIs. Top of the 8th, tied at 2. Must-win game for the Dodgers. The game is meaningless for the Reds, but the Reds would still like to get some wins anyway. Bourbon, 2-2, walk, 6-4. He goes ahead and walks Parker immediately, like most relievers do when I bring in a reliever. The first thing he usually does is walk the leadoff batter. I don't know how many times I bring in a reliever, and the first thing he does is walk the leadoff batter. There's got to be, I got to look over and see how many times that's happened. Next batter is Lopes, but we may see a pinch hitter for him. And let's see what they're going to do here. And they will. So Davey Lopes is going to come out of the game as he is done. And coming in to play second base and pinch hit for the Dodgers will be Bobby Valentine. A .274 average, 3 homers, and 32 RBIs. So timeout on the scorecard as Valentine will now come in. He's a little better than Lopes. 3.7 minus 1. So now Bobby Valentine will come in. He will take over at second base as well. Parker on at first. Infield double play. Strat, nothing on the 16. Valentine actually does get the bunt sign. But with a .274 average, I'm going to let him swing. Bourbon with the pitch. Bourbon, 5-1, error on a grounder. Valentine, 4-2. Nope, that's a fly ball to left. And that's going to be Peter Rose making the play there. And that is the first out. Next up is Buckner. Buckner, 2 for 3, a single and a double. Strategy roll for Parker. He stays put. Bourbon will look in on Buckner. And now the fans here at Riverfront Stadium hoping for a good pitch. Bourbon, 4-3, strikeout, 17 is high. Buckner, a 1-5, and that's a ground ball right back to Bourbon. 3-2-2. Shortstop pivot is Concepcion, a 0. A 1-2, it's a double play. They got it. Side retired. Buckner grounds it right back to Bourbon, turns around, fires to second, and then fires to first for the out. On a 1-6-3 double play. Nothing across except the walk. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers need a pitcher. Leading off for the Reds, of course, is Mr. Johnny Bench, and he will bat. Dodgers need a pitcher. They got 3 righties in a row coming up. And the Dodgers are going to go ahead with Mike Strahler. 1 win, 2 losses, no saves, a 3.26 ERA. Strahler will be the 3rd Dodger pitcher. Bottom of the 8th inning, tied at 2. Dodgers need the win. The Reds don't, but the Reds want to get some more wins. They have 92 wins. Maybe 95 at least will be pretty good. Strahler, 5-2 against the righty. Strikeout, 17 is high. Bench, 1-3, and that's a ground out to short, handled easily by Bill Russell, and he will toss it over for the out. Perez is next. Perez is 0 for 3, but reached on an error. Strahler, 3-4, range play. Perez, 2-3, base hit right past third, but it's a range play for the Penguin, Ron Say. His range is a 2. Nope, that'll get past him, and that is going to be, actually that was a base hit past third, I think, wasn't it? Or was that a straight? Oh, it's a base hit anyway, that's a 4. That's going to be a single for Perez. Got to keep track. So Perez will get to first base, and now the batter is Menke. Menke is 0 for 3. Infield double play. Strategy. Nothing on the 9. Perez stays where he is. Strahler will go ahead. It was an S5. Thank you. So it was a base hit anyway. Strahler with the pitch. Strahler, 1-4. Home run chance. Righty. 1-8. The 4 is good against the right-handed pitcher. Menke needs a 7. Does he put the Reds ahead? No, not even close. 6-3, but he does get a base hit into right field. It will be a single. Perez, base runner 2. Single to right, +3. Not good. A 1-5. He'll get to third, and he will easily. And Menke's got a chance to go to second, and he will not. He'll put on the brakes and head back. So a single for Menke, and now the go-ahead run is at third base for Cesar Geronimo. He is 1 for 1, a single and 2 walks. Infield is in. Big chance for the Reds to take the lead here going in the top of the 9th. Perez on at third, Menke on at first. Geronimo is at the plate. Strategy. Nothing on the 6. Menke stays put. Strahler will go ahead and pitch. Strahler, 3-3 against the lefty. It's a blank. Geronimo, 2-6, and against the righty, it's a ground ball to second base. The infield is in. Perez has no chance. The throw will go to first, and Menke will go to second, and that's out number 2. So Geronimo hits it to second, and Bobby Valentine looks Perez back and then throws to first for the out. And now here's Concepcion. He is 0 for 3, but Concepcion, you think, can come through in the clutch here. Strahler, he'll go ahead and pitch to Concepcion. Fans here at Riverfront hoping for a good hit. Strategy, nothing on the 9. Strahler will go ahead and pitch. Fans are loud. Here comes the pitch. 1-4, home run chance. Righty, 1-8. The 13 is too high. Concepcion, 2-1, and it's a ground ball to short. Taking care of that is Bill Russell. He's got it. He throws to first, and the inning is over. Stadium groans. No runs, 2 hits. We are tied at 2 after 8. But will we see some top of the 9th inning magic? Bourbon can pitch to 5 more batters before he tires. And so far, I guess he's going to let him bat. And why not? Because Bourbon is due to lead off the bottom of the 9th inning. Willie Davis will lead off for the Dodgers. He is 1 for 3. Tied at 2 here, top of the 9th inning. And we'll see what happens. Bourbon will go ahead and pitch. Bourbon, 3-1 against the lefty. Strikeout 2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Actually, against the righty, it doesn't matter. It's still a strikeout. Struck him out. Bourbon will get the K. The batter now is Pachorik. He's going to bat with that 255 average, I think. Or will he? Let's see what the Dodgers want to do here. He's at first base, and I got Garvey who can take over that position. And you got also in left, you also third base, Grabarkowitz, but third base Say's going to stay there. That's actually going to be it for Pachorik. Pachorik's going to come out of the game, and coming on to pinch hit and take over at first base will be a young Steve Garvey. 269 average, 9 homers, 30 RBIs. So Pachorik goes out, and Garvey will take over. And the thing about it, same range, but no errors. So Steve Garvey will take over here against Bourbon. 1 out, top of the 9th, still tied at 2. Bourbon with the pitch. 6-5, blank. Garvey, 5-1, line out right to third, and Menke is right there, out number 2. Hit hard, but once again, Menke is there to make the play. And now here's the Penguin. The Penguin is 1 for 3 with a single. A very young Penguin. Just hatched. Bourbon will go ahead and pitch. Bourbon, 6-5, blank. Say, 5-2, and that is a fly to left. And Peter Rose will go ahead and get to it. He will make the play and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 goes Dodger Blue. And now will we see some bottom of the 9th inning magic? Strahler can pitch to 4 more batters before he tires. They're probably going to keep him out there. And Brian B says Javier for Bourbon. So Bourbon coming out of the game and coming on to pinch hit for the Reds will be Julian Javier. 209 average, 2 homers, 12 RBIs in 72. So Julian Javier will go ahead and pinch hit here. Tied at 2, bottom of the 9th. Strahler with the pitch. Strahler, 4-4 against the righty. It's a blank. Javier, 1-5, fly ball, center field. Willie Davis is going to go ahead and get to that, and he'll make the catch. 1 out. Here comes Rose. Rose is 1 for 4 as Vita Productions joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Strahler will go ahead and pitch. Strahler, 1-3, error on a throw. Rose, 2-2. Nope, it's a line drive right to short, and that's gloved by Russell. 2 down. Rose hit it hard, but Russell is right there. Next up is Morgan. Morgan is 0 for 3 with a walk. But Morgan got good home run power. Strahler makes a mistake. It may get out of here. Strahler will go ahead and pitch. Strahler 5-4. And that is a home run result against the righty. Morgan needs a 16. That's a 9. What did I just say? I think I pretty much said Morgan's got some home run power. I think I just said that, right? I think I just pretty much said that. So give me some credit for pretty much already expecting that was about to happen. Because that ball is high and deep and gone. Kaboom! Joe Morgan! Solo shot right into the stands. That's your game. It's a walk-off. Reds win the game 3-2 on a bottom of the ninth blast by Joe Morgan. Stadium cheers. Yay! And they're mobbing Joe Morgan at the plate for a walk-off bomb as Strahler put that right over the plate. He pitched him a meatball. He turns that into lasagna. And the Reds will win this game 3-2 in the bottom of the ninth. The Dodgers will drop to 74 and 77. The Reds will go to 93 and 57. The Dodgers are not out yet. My mistake was I thought 77 losses would eliminate the Dodgers. It's 78 losses because they played 155 games. But now the Dodgers cannot lose any more games. But that is a big win for the Reds tonight as they win it 1 run on 1 hit. A solo bomb by Joe Morgan, and this game belongs to the Reds. What a victory for the Reds tonight, and they'll definitely take it as they mob Joe Morgan, and they are going to be very happy with the victory. And the Dodgers know 1 more loss, and it is done for the year. Final line score coming up. As ninth inning magic strikes again. For the Reds, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Dodgers, 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Pedro Borbon. He's going to wind up with the win. And Mike Strahler is going to wind up with the loss in a very tough loss. But that was just unbelievable as he went ahead and put that right over the plate. And that is a big win for the Reds. And believe it or not, guys, I'm actually happy because I really was not in the mood for another extra inning game. But it is what it is. We are not done. 10-minute ticker is next. Wow, 35 people are watching this one? Dang. That might be the most I ever had for one game. Thank you all for joining me tonight. And you guys got to see some ninth inning magic. How about that? It is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. Okay, so we already know that the Reds beat the Dodgers, so the Dodgers now 1 more loss and they are out. Remember, you can get in the top 3. You can get in the top 3, but you still must have a winning record in order to get in. Let's now go to the 10-minute ticker. Let's first do the games that are meaningless. Minnesota at California. Twins 9-14, and that is 1. Angels 8-31, and that is 2. A win for the Halos. White Sox at the actually not yet, not that. Atlanta and San Francisco, both these teams are out. Braves 10-24, and that is 2. Giants 24-63, and that's 10. And that's a win for the G-Men. Let's see next. Let's do the White Sox and the Rangers next. The White Sox, now, if the White Sox lose this game, they are out. The White Sox are 72-76. If they lose, and they played 154 games. So if they lose this game, they get their 77th loss. The best they can do is 500. That doesn't get you in. So the White Sox playing the Rangers here. Can the White Sox survive 1 more day? White Sox 10-14 43. That is 4. Rangers 644. And that is 3. The White Sox survive another day. They will now go to 73 and 76. They are not done. Now let's check out another big game here. Let us do the Mets and the Pirates. The Mets are pretty much already are out of it, but the Pirates are now chasing Oakland for number 1 throughout. My Mets, of course, are done. Mets 743, and that is 3. Pirates 1155, and that is 6. And the Pirates will get the win and once again be tied with the Athletics, at least for a moment, in wins. Next game, let's do the Cubs and the Cardinals. Big game here, St. Louis and the Cubs. Bob Gibson and Hooten. The Cardinals are 76 and 75. They cannot get to their non-magic number is 78. They cannot lose 78 or more games. So the Cardinals have a 2-game cushion. But the Cubs, however, they still have something to play for. They're trying to stay ahead of the Astros. They have their magic number is 3 to clinch the 3 seed. And to get immediately into the NLDS. Big game here, Cardinals and Cubs. What will happen here? Cardinals 825, and that is 2. Cubs 865, and that is 7. And the Cubs will get a little closer. We'll get a little closer to the number 3 seed, and now the Cardinals are at 500. But not out. Now, can the Astros stay close to the Cubs? The Astros, they got the 4 seed pretty much wrapped up no matter what, but they're still chasing the Cubs for the 3. They're at the Padres. With the Cubs winning, an Astro loss here, the Cubs' magic number is 1. Do the Astros stay with the Cubs? Astros 1463. The answer is going to be yes, because that's going to be 8. And the Padres 961, and that is 6. And the Astros will stay with the Cubs. But the Astros, however, are running out of games to catch the Cubs. So I believe the Cubs' magic number just went to 2. Oakland at Kansas City. The Athletics have already clinched number 1 throughout the AL. Kansas City is the 3 seed, but they're only 2 wins ahead of Baltimore for the 4. Kansas City doesn't want to be in the wild card round. They want to be in the division round. What will happen here? Oakland 1045, and that is 4. Kansas City 941, and that's 3. And the Athletics will get a little further away from will stay ahead of the Pirates, as now the A's have 102 wins, the Pirates 101. So the Athletics right now still have home field throughout at this moment. Kansas City, though, that's a loss. The question is, can Baltimore do something about it? But we're going to play Milwaukee at Detroit next. The Tigers are 1 game back of the Yankees for 3rd. The Yankees are not playing today on the 29th. So a win by Detroit, they can get to a half game back of them. This is a big game against Detroit. They're playing against the Brewers. The Brewers have been spoilers lately. Can Milwaukee and Detroit, can the Tigers get a little closer? Brewers 212, that is 0. Tigers 764, that is 6. And the Tigers now move a half game back of the Yankees for 3rd place. Who has the most wins during any given the board record is the first tiebreaker. But right now, there's nobody close enough for a tiebreaker at this time. So the Tigers will go ahead and stay right where you are there. Now, Boston at Baltimore. The Red Sox, their magic number to clinch the American League East is 2. They win this game, and they beat Baltimore here. The Red Sox will be the division title, will win the division championship. Boston and Baltimore. This was another good game we could have done tonight. Tion against Palmer. But we will see what happens. Big game, Red Sox, Baltimore. Red Sox win. They clinch the AL East. Do the Red Sox win the AL East for the second replay in a row? Boston 622, and that is 1. Orioles 562, and that is 5. No. Baltimore will beat the Red Sox. They will beat the Red Sox, and the Red Sox will have to wait until tomorrow to have a chance. They do not clinch. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Now, for tomorrow's games, Minnesota, California, no. Milwaukee and Detroit's pretty good, but no, because Milwaukee's out. Oakland, Kansas City, both these teams are in, no. White Sox and the Rangers, White Sox are fighting, but the Rangers are not in, no. Cardinals and Cubs is not a bad game, is a very good game. We're not going to do the Dodgers. We're not going to do the Dodgers and the Reds 2 nights in a row. Philadelphia, Montreal doubleheader, no. Mets and Pirates, no. Astros, Padres, no. Atlanta. So our choices is the Boston Red Sox and the Orioles and the Cardinals versus the Cubs. Even if the Cardinals lose tomorrow, they are not officially out. But that game between the Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles has got to be the game to do tomorrow, because that, once again, will be for the American League East. And I know Brian B. wants to see the Reds, but I am sorry. I'm going to make the call here. Tomorrow we will be at Memorial Stadium. This could be for the American League East Championship. The Boston Red Sox will take on the Baltimore Orioles. Marty Patton will be going for the Red Sox, and Pat Dobson will be going for the Orioles. Red Sox win, they clinch a division. Baltimore wins, they're still alive. A big game tomorrow night for September 30. O's and the Bo Sox, Patton and Dobson. Be there or be square. Brian B., Vita Productions, David Vega, Phoenix Knight, Dan Atkins, PFLQR, my name is Mud. Craig Scarborough, Philip Reynolds, Jimmy Jam, and Clee Baseball Fan, Frank Rosenk, DB, Larry Harris, Philip Reynolds, After Further Review with Steve Tower. And I think I got everyone. 32 people in the chat, 32 people watching, but not many people chatting, but that's okay. Lurkers are always welcome. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. This game belongs to the Reds. The Dodgers are right now right on the bubble. The Reds beat the Dodgers tonight 3-2 on a walk-off bomb by Joe Morgan. See you guys tomorrow night.